Guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Bengals Brewers post-game edition. Unfortunately, the Reds fall 1-0, but they're still in first place going into the All-Star break. How you feeling there, Sea-Dog?
I'm feeling like I just got done watching a Reds game and not a Bengals game, but yeah. It's 1 of 162.
1 of 162. Exactly. Somebody in the chat put that up there. Who cares? Who cares about that guy? Anyway. I mean, to be honest, if Spencer Steer catches that ball in left field, this game's going to extra innings. I mean,
it was a tight game, but, I mean, we should have got something going on offense. It was a remarkably bad day for our offense to not score a single run. I mean, when's the last time? Wade Miley's not that good, though. Wade Miley's not. He's not, but I think all these guys know how to pitch. They're in major leagues, but he's not that good that he should have held us to nothing.
I think Jared feels the same way you do. To sum it up, the game he couldn't hit water, fell out of a boat.
They couldn't hit. I mean, that's what it was. This is. I don't know how long it's been since we got shut out last. But it's been a while.
But I mean, the Reds. I mean, you got to give it to the Brewers. Brewers have really good pitching. I mean, they do. I mean, it's not like we were knocking the cover off the ball. Ben Lively, I mean, you told me he would have gave up no runs and pitched into the sixth inning. I would have told you, and you told me we lost, I would have said you're crazy. But Wade Miley just not pitched him. I mean, they made plays. That's what happens when you have the two best teams in the NL Central going at it. I mean, but hey, going into the All-Star break a game up in first place, I'll take it. We got another series here after the All-Star break against the Brewers at GABP. Let's go and win that series and add a game, or at least
I mean, it's not the season is not over.
Oh God, no, no, God, the road is not ending. We lost one game. It's all right. We lost a series, but hey, it's all right. And I don't know. I get this. People keep telling me this and tweeting me this that the Brewers have our number.
That's not true.
I don't believe that because these two games that we, last night's game and tonight's game, they were back and forth games. I mean, they were both tight games. It wasn't like the Brewers just kicked our ass.
No, they don't have our number. I don't believe in any of that crap anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two best teams in the NL Central. That's what happens. You have tightly played contests, and
it's not the same as a divisional matchup in like the NFL, but there's definitely still something to playing a divisional opponent. It is a different feel than, just playing whoever, playing the Dodgers, playing a team that doesn't see you, playing a team that sees you 4 times a year is different.
I mean,
4 series a year.
All right, Bob Williams here's got a comment. Damn, this game was hard to watch. Get some rest, regroup. Still in first place. It's like, to me, the game wasn't hard to watch. I mean, they got hits. They got, it wasn't like they shut us out. We had runners on base. And we had, it wasn't like we all just hit singles. They were, doubles, and the guys in scoring position, they just couldn't get that one big hit. I mean, it was still an entertaining game for me to watch. Maybe I'm just a baseball nut, and I like closely contested games there.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a fun game to watch. It's fun to see, are starting pitching to maybe have some sort of future here with Ben Lively. I mean, he put some, lively into the into the Reds pitching staff. I mean, there's really nothing much that I would have done any differently from a managing standpoint or anything.
By the way, is everybody enjoying Chandler's new camera angle? He got it all, so he looks all professional now. Are you like a professional Rubik's Cube player there? I mean, that's
no, I'm slow as hell compared to a professional. But
you're like multitasking there, talking to Reds.
I am.
Rubik's Cube. I never was any good at that. I always just took the stickers off.
Wait, hold on. And
money shot. Bam!
Money shot. That just happened.
Boom! That just happened.
You guys don't need to see my crutch.
You have problems with your camera? You don't like your camera? I don't know what he's doing. Better. Ian Jabot was ugly today. Need to iron him out or not pitch him in high-level situations. It's a good Jabot to bad Jabot. I mean, he didn't give up a run. I mean, I don't know if he was awful.
I mean, he's definitely not the reason we lost, but
he wasn't the reason we lost.
In a different game. It's not a great situation to have him in.
I mean, I'm never a huge fan of Jabot in those high leverage situations, but I mean, like I always say I do the Spaceballs reference. You got the good Jabot and you got the bad Jabot. You got two sides to every Jabot. Today we had the semi-good Jabot. I mean, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't great.
Yeah, not a fantastic outing for anyone but Ben Lively.
So where's your fireballs at? I think you had fireball and everything. You were ready to go.
That was only if we won.
That's it. You only do fireballs if we win.
Yeah, well, you can't celebrate a loss. Fireball is celebration.
Oh, you got a whole case of them though. I thought you were like doing just shots after shots.
Yeah, you thought I was just gonna just nail them down.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not that reckless. But what I do know is that for our next start, I have to change jerseys. So
you did that the other night. It didn't work. Chandler needs he had the Bucky's hat.
This is a Bucky's hat.
He needs to get a new Reds hat.
Thank you, Bucky's.
We need super chats for Chandler to get new Reds hat. To get a new Reds hat, we don't have a cool.
You know what? I'll do a fireball shot if someone super chats it, but that's it. I mean, it's got to be a celebration. I can celebrate a super chat. I can't
celebrate a super chat. Fireball for a super chat. He says
grieving a loss.
It's not celebrating. It's grieving a loss. Exactly. There you go. Fireball out. There you go.
Hey, I already had a 32-ounce Miller Lite, so I already had a good amount to grieve with.
I had two of those at bucket heads.
Bucket heads.
But I mean, let's do like a little first half recap here. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't that excited about the Reds this year. I thought they might be closer to what they were last year, and I knew about Ellie. I knew about Matty McClain. Did not know they would be ready this year. Did not know they would come up. I knew about Steer. Steer played a little bit last year. Didn't know about Abbott. Well, these four guys coming up in, from beginning of end of May, beginning of June to now has changed this team so dramatically. I mean, where are you at on the first half, Chandler? I mean, it could have went any better for you?
If we would have called up our guys earlier. I also have a cat here.
It's midnight.
He's gonna sit.
Midnight gonna do fireball with you?
No, I don't think the cats are allowed to have fireball. But yeah, I mean the only way we could have had a better start is if Ellie De La Cruz and Matt McClain and Andrew Abbott were all up here from the start. Only way we could have had a better start. But like I've said, we just finished up to the All-Star break with 50 wins.
Yep.
And that's without Ellie De La Cruz for a while.
Shit.
That's what? Oh, she double fist the fireball. All right, hold on.
You asked for it.
I got it. I'll be back. Here, you got to finish what I was saying. You know what I was saying, right? So just finish.
I got you.
Finish what I was saying. I'll be back.
I got you. Go ahead. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, Brian, Ellie coming made a difference. Yeah, I mean, and I kind of agree sort of with what Chandler says. Yeah, I mean, if they come up at the beginning of the year. But I don't know if they were ready at the beginning of the year. That's the thing, is I remember Brian has been a loyal viewer of the show. He was on the Hunter Green 2 years ago, and I kept saying Hunter Green's not ready. and he wanted to bring him up then. So it's more of they brought him up at the right time, I think. All right, you ready to do this fireball thing?
Okay. Now I know you said, double up on the fireball. I'm admittedly a little bit of a P word here. All right? I don't know if we want to,
Well, it's
not a lightweight. I'll do both.
What?
I'll do both.
You do
I
both,
can't do any of this.
It's only $1.99. I mean, what is it?
I can go one. And then I can go another.
You're doing a dollar per fireball. I mean, it's only $1.99. That won't even get you a Reds hat.
These even cost. These each were less than $1, so he just paid for my shot. So I mean, it's a free shot. Hey, guys, let me tell you what. Kroger's got these for a great deal right now. This is $8.99 for like a 12-pack. Come on, you can't turn that down. I also hate Fireball, for the record. Well, there's one part I like about it. It has this thing called alcohol in it. That's pretty good. But I don't really care for the rest of it.
It's a certain thing you want.
All right, guys. Hey, anyone else there at home? If you've got Fireball on hand, make sure you get it ready. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Boom.
That wasn't that bad.
There's one.
All right. You know what?
You.
I'm going to need a minute.
Okay.
For a second one.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to need a minute.
No puking live on the air.
I'm going to need a minute for that one. All right. Hey, what were we talking about? Beginning of the year. Yeah.
Beginning of the year. We're talking about beginning of the year.
Look. We won 50 games to start it off. And that's with 2 months without Ellie De La Cruz. And I mean, just to even talk about Ellie De La Cruz alone, I don't even think I have to talk about the other guys. That's 2 months without Ellie De La Cruz, and we got 50 wins. Yeah, that's not exactly half the season. We have a few extra games over half the season. But who's saying we can't win 100 games this season? Gonna double, dude. I cannot. I'll get to it. I promise. I'll get to it. But look, we won 50 there. With arguably a pretty mediocre team at best for 2 months. I mean, people putting predictions that we're going to finish at 75. That's just or 81. I'm like, come on.
What's our pace right now? Are we at 85 wins or 90 wins right now?
Well, our pace would be somewhere close to 100, I think. It'd be like 98, 99. That's the pace. But, yeah, figure out the pitching. And, yeah, I mean, 100 wins is not out of the question. The pace is there.
I wonder what the odds are for a team to lose 100 games in 1 year, then turn around and win 100 the next year.
I don't think that happens very much. I know the Twins.
No, it doesn't.
The Twins had a turnaround. I forget which year it was, like 17, 16, or 18, one of those. Or in that time frame where they had a 100-loss season, and then they came back and they won 80, 81, I think, the next year. So they've done something of, I guess, what a lot of people are expecting the Reds to do. But to lose 100 and then win 100, I don't know if that's ever happened in 1 year. That's crazy.
Somebody in the chat can look it up for us. Let us know here. Jared's got another one. He said, let's talk about the amazing Ellie catch with the bases loaded. Dude is doing it all right now. Hitting, stealing, bases, glove work, unless usual prospects don't live up to this hype immediately. This dude is legit. I agree. I mean, well, and then let's talk about Jonathan Indias. I know me and Chairman give Jonathan Indias shit. I don't think he should be in the third hole. But that double play there to take it to the ninth inning, to keep it at one run, was a hell of a play. I mean, he took the guy out at off first base and threw it around.
Makes up for his error.
Yeah, I know.
But I still don't think that makes up for his lack of offensive production that he has had. I mean, it would be. We have two. Well, it depends. Our comp pick. We have a comp pick, and that's right after the first round.
Number 7 pick.
It's we have a 36.
Okay.
So we have a 7 and a 36.
And we should have had the number 1 or number 2 pick, but they do a freaking lottery, so we should. I would have loved to have the kids from LSU or the kid from Vanderbilt.
Well, the rumor is that kid from LSU might be dropping because apparently he's said he doesn't want to play for the Pirates. And
well, would you?
No. This is self-explanatory here. but he said he doesn't want to play for the Pirates, so they're gonna have to go with someone else, and so he might fall. Will he fall to 7? Will he not fall to 7? Probably not. But we could have someone fall to 7.
Maybe the Pirates Reds do a.
There's still a lot of talent out there.
What if the Reds trade their number 7 pick and their comp pick for the number 1 overall pick to go get him?
I don't think we need to do that.
Oh, dude, that'd be good. He's a damn good pitcher, dude. I mean, I don't think you do that in Major League Baseball draft, but I saw him pitch. He's a hell of a pitcher, dude. They had the 2 best players in college baseball, in the pitcher and their it was the outfielder. I can't remember their names, but I was watching them on the College World Series. Those guys were awesome.
Well, hold on. We're about at the 16-minute mark of the stream here. I don't know if you've checked the time, but it is actually Fireball o'clock.
It's Fireball o'clock?
It's
all right.
It's time for the second one. My stomach had enough time to recover.
The reason we're doing this is Jared gave us $2.99 super chats. The chair's got to do fireballs.
Yep, and then
how many do you have?
We're not doing any more after this, but you know what I'll tell you. Next super chats to come in. Strawberry is going to chug. What do you have? You have a Jackpot Joey?
No, I got a Miller Lite somewhere. I'm drinking pop.
Okay, he's going to shotgun a Miller Lite.
Oh, I don't know about that.
On stream, like actual shot. Like I'm telling you guys, he's going to shake it up. He's going to pop the key in there, spray it all over the camera, and just pop the top.
They're 16-ounce bottles. It won't work.
That's even better. $16, 16 ounces going right down the gullet.
Oh,
and
God.
This is that was $2 for I don't know, like 2 ounces. There you go.
There you go. Woo! There you go.
Holy crap.
Ray, what's up, brother? Brian, Max Clark from Franklin County, Indiana should be a good pick. That's the one I've heard. I know Natty was talking about that on Twitter. That could be a good one. You gonna be right there, son? You gonna make it? You good?
Okay, just keep going. Keep it up.
But yeah, that's a lot. That's one I've heard a lot tonight. I think the draft will start to like 7 tonight. I'll probably be watching it.
Maybe we'll go live again for the live draft coverage.
Ooh.
Live draft coverage. I don't know. Is that something you guys want to see? Live
draft? Does anyone want to see live draft coverage of the draft? Sports Strawberry Ice. We had
live draft coverage from the draft. Because we would do live draft coverage over something else, of course.
Yeah. Okay, we could do live draft coverage Strawberry Ice and Son of Ice.
Yes.
Or the other nickname you have.
Yeah, but that's not safe for work, so you're not allowed to say that one here. This is working hours. Well, not really.
Working hours.
It's working hours.
As he does 2 shots of Fireball.
Yeah. I'm already. I can already smell colors right now.
Yeah, you can smell colors.
Fireball. They might have been laced, but we're okay. Hey, back to the Reds.
Yeah, let's
back to the Reds. Not about my shots. But today loss, but I mean. I would say we didn't really burn a lot of guys, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, as far as like the bullpen goes, like, it doesn't matter. We're going to the All-Star break. So it's just kind of just a big nothing burger. It's just a big nothing. This whole series, we lost the series, but we lost
but we're
one
still
game.
First place, and that's the biggest thing.
First place. We lost one game of being ahead. I'm just hoping that the team is able to bounce back. And hopefully we just took that extra loss today, chalk it up to home field advantage. Even though home field advantage doesn't really play a huge role, but hopefully we can just chalk it up to that. And next series is ours. And that will just show that we're neck and neck with this Brewers team, but we still have the talent to beat people outside the Central. Because I don't know if you know this, but the Brewers, they have a losing record outside of the Central. They're terrible.
Brian says you'll be passed out by the time the draft starts.
Maybe.
If he drinks more Fireball, he might.
Maybe you're right.
Jared said we'll see Abbott post All-Star break. We will get healthy and fresh. And that's the thing is we talked about this yesterday. After the All-Star break, in a couple weeks, we're going to be getting Lodolo and Green back. Those are going to be 2 huge pieces for us moving forward, and because this pitching we need pitching performances like Lively. And I don't want to just brush over what Lively did. Lively pitched far well enough to win the game today. I mean, Like I said, I started this. If you told me he would have, like, what do you go, 5 2/3, 6 2/3, something like that?
5 2/3.
5 2/3 of shutout baseball, I would have said we would have won. And like I said,
You'd think so.
You would think so, but I mean that's the type of pitching performance we need to get. He kept us in the game, and the bullpen. Say what you want about the bullpen, they kept us in the game. I mean, there were times there it looked like they were going to bust it open, and they didn't. They bent, but they didn't break. So I mean, yeah, we lost, but it wasn't like we got our ass kicked. They beat us by 1 run. Like I said, if Steer doesn't mess that ball up in left field in the first inning, we're still playing.
But wait, let's talk about this because when Steer made that I don't know if they counted it as an error, but
that was an error.
I don't know if it officially counted this one though.
Let me see here.
But
we got one error. We got one error. They counted probably India's as an error.
When that happened, my dad goes, well, I said that's why Steer isn't a long-term outfielder. My dad goes, no, he's a good outfielder.
Yeah, he is a good outfielder. I didn't say he's a great outfielder. I said Steer is his best position.
Is he a good outfielder? I think he's
Chad, do you think he's
an outfielder. He's good enough to be out there when we need him on the lineup, but is he a good outfielder? As far as defensive goes, just defensive, is he a good outfielder?
I think he's a good one. Like I said, I'm not saying elite. I'm saying he's a good left fielder or average left fielder. Tim here says, I think the Cincinnati Reds will dominate in the second half of the baseball season. Keith, we get Hunter back, but we also need to eat some innings. Exactly. And that's what, like Lively did today. That's what we need. Brett here, got to win when our pitching gives up only one run, but it's just one game. We're good. Yeah.
I know.
He's Nick good. He's Nick Castellanos bad. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good reference. Oh, but I mean, Nick Castellanos, you can win with Nick Castellanos.
He's saying that he's not good.
But I mean, that's serviceable. I mean, Nick Castellanos is an everyday right fielder. You can win with him in left field. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think that he is like you're like average. He's serviceable. He can do it, but he's not good.
Let's put it this way: if
I mean, good compared to me, good compared to the MLB average.
Let's just go. If CS is your future first baseman, and Morte is your shortstop or second base, whatever. Ellie, Matt McClain, and Morte, second, third, short, however you want to put them. Steer has got to play left field. He's the only one that can. So, I mean, yeah, he's – I'm not disagreeing. Nick Castellanos
is good. Did you say was the infield?
Huh?
Who'd you say was the infield?
I would say Ellie at third, Morte at short, Matt McClain at second, and CES at first. That could be your future infield next year. Steer's got to play the outfield. That's why he volunteered to do it.
You could. I mean, that's saying.
He's Ryan Ludwig good. I mean, Ryan Ludwig was a left fielder in 2012. I mean, he's not awful.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he's serviceable. You could do it.
He's serviceable. That's.
But ultimately, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have the experience.
Yeah, he literally just started playing it, and he's gotten better. So
he might be able to do it by next year. But I am saying that he's kind of the reason we lost this game.
Oh no, he is the reason we lost the game. I mean, he gave the error.
I don't know about completely. Well, because the other reason was we didn't put any runs up on the board.
Yeah,
but he's kind of the reason we lost the game, guys.
But honestly, name another time where he's made an error like that.
Also bats better when he's playing
seriously,
infield.
Name another time when he's made an error like that in left field. I mean, I can't think of one. He's made some really good plays out there.
I mean, I can think of times where it wasn't as obvious of an error, but I can think of times where the ball is just foul and he can't get there in time. And
did you see
the
foul ball? He jumped over the wall and missed it by like that much.
I'm not saying that the man doesn't try his hardest and puts his body on the line. I'm just saying he doesn't have the practice out there.
Future-wise, he could be a serviceable left fielder. Is he ideal at left field? No.
He could be serviceable in the future. We're going to have to see how well he's able to learn it.
I've said this before. I think Ellie De La Cruz could be a future center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds with his speed and length and everything he has. I mean, I love TJ Friedl. TJ Friedl is a Gold Glove center fielder. I'm just saying Ellie could be a better outfielder than Steer could. Athletic.
Tom Brenneman made a good point about Elliott, though. Like, even if he would play worse, if he's a better short or third or second, I don't think he really plays second. He's more
He
third.
played
and short.
second. He's been playing
But-
short. He can play second.
Even if he's better at third and short than he is in the outfield, it might still be in the Reds' best interest to. Oh, my camera died. All right, hold on. I'm going to change that battery, but let me finish what I was saying.
Go ahead.
Even if he is better in the infield than he is the outfield, long term outfielders, especially like right and left, center not as much, but right and left, they have the lowest rate of injury. Like, you can keep him healthy for longer in right field than you can at short. So,
you say that, look at Nick Senzel, who always gets injured crashing into the wall.
yeah, but Nick Senzel also is, a different guy, different breed. So, but let's say that. I mean, because honestly, I feel just without ever seeing it, I feel like Ellie De La Cruz would make a better outfielder than Spencer Steer.
Oh, I agree
So,
with you. That's kind of what I'm
You could
saying.
throw Steer at third.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, Steer's
into
a
that
better third
theoretical
baseman than
lineup,
first
and then
baseman.
throw Ellie in right, and
Yeah,
then keep Will Benson in left.
I mean, I'm honestly, that's where I think Ellie's future position is in the outfield somewhere. But as of right now, Steer's your best option because he's the one that was willing to do it, and he's been doing it. So as of right now, that's your best option. I mean, your best option is honestly put Benson, TJ Friedel, and Jake Fraley in left, center, and right. That's your best defensive and offensive outfield. Which I mean, I like that personally all the time. And you put Steer at first base and Votto DH, or I tell you what, you put Matty McLean at second, Elliott at short, Steer at third, and Votto at first.
Matty Betts.
That to me, that's your best outfield and infield defense right there. Or if you have all those guys, Steer at third, Elliott short, Matt McLean at second, and Votto at first, Benson on the left, TJ in center, and Fraley in right. That's your best offensive and defensive team. Period. Are you still there, or did you just?
No, I'm still here. I'm working on the camera right now.
Let me bring up Brett's comment here while you're doing that. He says, "Who is our fourth and fifth starter when Green and Lodolo come back, with Abbott being third?"
The fourth is probably going to be Hunter Green because first is going to be Shohei Ohtani, second's going to be Justin Verlander, and third's going to be.
All right, back to reality. So you got Abbott. I would say Abbott right now is one, then Green, Lodolo, Ashcraft, and then Lively would be, or not Lively. Williamson would be your fifth.
Well, who knows? Lively. If this is the new Lively,
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, if that's it. Hold on. I'm going to take the headphones off real quick. I got to get a battery. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Not another shot of Fireball. Another battery.
Keith here says he has made a few mistakes at GABP, but also learning it will take time. You can't expect him to be great right away. Talking about Spencer Steer in left field. And then Jerry says Lively and whoever we trade for, fourth and fifth. Yeah, well, I mean, but your four starters it's four starters we set. Green, no particular order. Green, Lodolo, Ashcraft, Abbott. That's your four right there. That's your four moving forward. And then you can figure out your fifth. So I don't think there's any discussion about who the four are. Just my opinion. Let's see here, Jeremy. Ellie is so long and quick, 3 strides in around the bag. He's the fastest man alive. Keith, then where are you putting Ashcraft? Like I said, Ashcraft, my four. Hunter Green, Lodolo, Abbott, Ashcraft. That's your four right there. There's your four. And then you either have Lively or Williamson. That's it. And Brett here says, I think Williamson also forgot about Ashcraft. Yeah, Ashcraft's. One thing I love about Ashcraft was in the pen today. Jared's putting up here. You put Ashcraft in the pen. But okay, if you're putting Ashcraft in the pen, then who are you taking out? That's what everybody keeps talking about. Like, who are you taking out? Your four guys, for me, again, Hunter Green, Abbott, Lodolo, Ashcraft. That's your four. So I don't know why everybody's trying to take Ashcraft. Unless Ashcraft starts pitching like ass again, then you might take him out. But his first two starts back, one was really good. The other one he struggled, but still got the win and kept him in it. Tim here, Spencer needs to improve in the left field. Yeah, of course he does. I don't disagree with that. I'd rather have Ashcraft in the pen than who you starting. Williamson projects more as a lefty reliever. Okay, everyone wants to put Ashcraft in the pen. Then who's your fourth and fifth starter? Then you're either going Lively or you're going Williamson. Which, I mean, Lively pitched really good right now. But right now, for me, I'm going with Ashcraft. If Ashcraft pitches like ass again, then yes, you go back to him. But right now, I still believe Ashcraft can get back to where he was at the beginning of the season when he pitched all last year. I mean, Ashcraft has got to develop another pitch. That's his biggest problem right now. He's only a two-pitch pitcher. He needs a third pitch, which is hard to develop during the season. But that's until he gets back to being bad, I'm putting him in there as your fourth.
Hey, I got some good news and some bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Give me the bad news.
Bad news first. Okay, bad news. Apparently, all the batteries ahead charging, they aren't working. So I'm going to be without a webcam.
What about the other one?
The good news is you guys don't have to see my ugly face. So that's okay.
What about the camera you used yesterday? Could you use that one?
The camera that I used yesterday was attached to my other computer. And I don't want to get that out. So now I can get real close to the microphone and I can give you my voice.
His radio voice. Hello.
The radio voice would be like,
hello.
All right, let's go. We're going to talk about the Reds. All right, where are we at? What did I miss?
All right, everybody's talking about your five starting pitching going forward. And I keep saying it's Hunter Green, Lodolo, Ashcraft, Abbott. That's your four. And everybody keeps wanting to put Ashcraft in the bullpen. I'm like, I'm not ready to do that yet. Then you're going with either Williamson or Lively as your fourth and fifth starter, which we've been wanting to get those guys out. I mean, I know Lively pitched good today, but I'd rather have Ashcraft in there as your fourth unless he starts pitching like ass again. But to me, that's your first starter going forward.
It's simple. If you're not in a crazy scenario where we do not trade for Shohei Ohtani, okay, so we're saying this is a situation where that doesn't happen. Okay. Then yeah, sure. What you start your ace is Abbott. I guess we're going depth here, right? In this order, because honestly, you don't need to have you guys in order of how well they're doing, but in order of how well they're doing, or in order of how well I think they are. Abbott, Green, Lodolo at his best, but I don't know how Lodolo is going to come out. I feel like Green's been more consistent. But you have Abbott, you have Green, Lodolo, and then I'd say Graham, and then Williamson. That's what I'd say.
Yeah,
I'd say Lively.
Trade for somebody, which we might trade for somebody. I'm just talking about the guys we have in the staff right now.
Yeah, I'm like, we could trade for Shohei Ohtani, but like I said, guys, I know we were talking about it yesterday, but this is
you were trying to speak it into existence.
We're saying not trading for Shohei. We all know it's going to happen, but this is not trading for him. So yes, it's probably going to be that, and unless like Ben Lively is just like gonna pull a Cy Young out of his ass out of nowhere, I think he's gonna stay with the bats this year. I don't know.
I mean, I'm with Reddy. I think Ashcraft needs a couple more starts just based on his past. It was good. Exactly. That's where I'm at. I mean, he was one of our most dominant pitchers last year, so I'm not ready to give up on him yet. And like I said, his last two starts, his first one was excellent. Come off the disabled list, and this last one, he didn't have his best stuff, but he kept in the game, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, that's what Abbott has to figure out how to do, because Friday night Abbott did not have his best stuff, and he was struggling through that start.
Yeah.
Keith here. If the Reds are truly going for it, they need to make a trade for a decent arm.
Did Keith not check out the show yesterday? Because I'll encourage you right now. I had a plan for this. Okay, I don't know if you've heard me right now. Now I've got a little fire in my stomach right now. I'll tell you what. But yesterday we were talking about this. We had a big long discussion about a local guy who's from a very distant place.
I don't think he's very local, but go ahead.
Very local guy from a very distant place called Japan, by the name of Shohei Ohtani. And the possibility of the Reds getting him. That was something that could happen. Hold on. Gosh, I wish I had the webcam on right now, because I have a breathalyzer here. I'm going to check this out. Let's see if I can hit a new high score.
What did your breathalyzer say?
No, we're going to see. Hold on.
my
What the
god.
fuck? Oh, it said 0. Officer, I'm good to drive.
There you go. All right. So Keith is coming back at you on your show here. He says, Shohei isn't going to happen. Let's be honest with each other. It's Maxwell or who's Maxwell?
That's the full name of Max Scherzer. It would be Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell Scherzer. Okay. I got
yes.
you. So, go ahead.
If you disagree with me about Shohei, I just encourage you to check out Sports of Strawberry Ice, yesterday's show. Going on 1,000 views here, by the way, guys. I know you're really wanting to watch the show when I'm on it. I mean,
but you're not on it right now. Well, here's your voice.
Hey, this is the best part. I blow this thing up, man. I'm real happy you guys love me, but if you love me that much, check out yesterday's show. I was on there most of the time. You can just skip until I show up. And we talk about Shohei Ohtani, man. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me right now, watch that, and you're going to be a believer, and you can tweet at CatPole and say, you are damn right.
Or you're silly.
Or you're an absolute idiot.
And Brett says, I prefer they trade for a premier setup man over a starter. I'm not against that. And that's more of what I think is more likely to happen, to go get I don't know about premier, but a adequate setup guy. I think they might get that. Dunedin, if I'm saying the name, no chance we get Ohtani. All right, well, okay.
I got you guys.
I guess for people who didn't watch yesterday, go ahead and explain your theory on your trade of where. I mean, if the Reds do this, we could get Ohtani. But go ahead.
Go ahead with what?
What you were saying yesterday, how the trade the guys you would trade to get Ohtani. He said,
I got a better thing. Everyone look in the chat. Click on that link. Go check it out.
You put it in the link? Or?
I put the link in the chat to yesterday's show.
Go check that out. He doesn't want to explain it again. Anyway. So I have you know me, when David Bell first became the manager, I liked that he was from Cincinnati. But then his first season, he kind of managed everything like it was Game 7 of the World Series and drove me nuts. Where are you at on David Bell right now?
I mean, if you have a guy that manages like it's Game 7 of the World Series all the time, that means that he cares, man. That means he cares. Are you chugging that? Are you shotgunning that?
No, it's pop.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, if you have a guy that's managing like that, I mean, it means he cares a hell of a lot about winning, and I don't see necessarily a problem with it. I think sometimes he will overmanage. Like
yes,
we'll think he overmanages.
Well,
and I agree with that. But then there's a lot of times. I'm mainly talking about this year, but there's a lot of times this year where he will do stuff that wins us the game. Like this stuff will win us the game. Case in point, pinch hitting Nick Senzel, and dude makes an insane catch in the outfield and hits a game-winning home run just last series. Like that kind of stuff happens sometimes. And to be honest, I think there's a lot more of the good than there is the bad from it. I mean, yeah, it might get annoying after seeing it in a while, but I mean, I think it works out.
I think he's gotten better. He used to go to the bullpen way too much. I mean, he still goes to it a lot. I think he's gotten better at managing that. That was one of my biggest things. Sometimes he still overmanages. Like he did a double switch in the when we have a DH. like that's overmanaging. He did that in the Baltimore series.
That was a 4D chess move, my friend. 4D chess move.
What he's created, and it's kind of like what Zach Taylor's created, is the chemistry in the locker room, and people love playing for him, and that's a big deal. You know, that is. And what he's created on this team, these guys love playing for each other, love playing for him. So sometimes that's bigger than the moves he makes. Now, I am worried when we get into the playoffs and it comes down to matchups and what David Bell's going to do. It kind of scares me a little bit because then he might overmanage again. So that's where I am a little worried. But the thing is, though, I got irritated with Dusty Baker because he wouldn't do anything. You know, he would keep, like, especially in the playoffs. Like the playoffs, you have to change the way you manage because especially a one-game playoff. If you're a one-game wild card, it's one game. You lose, you go home. You got to put everybody in. You got to try to win that game, and then you figure out the rest of it as you go on. But that's the way you got to manage that game. And when you get to the end of a series, you got to try and win that thing. It's not like, okay, well, let's just see what happens next. There might not be a next day. That's what drove me nuts about Dusty Baker. Not Dusty Baker winning the World Series with Houston, but that's where I think David Bell is going to do good at that, but he could also overmanage at the same time. I've only seen one series, and we went 22 innings and didn't score a freaking run with him as a manager. So that could, that can tell you something there. Jared here says, F. David Bell and his analytics. He wants Colin Cow. I think he means Cowhead. I don't know.
Cowgill.
Cowgill. I think he means Cowherd, I think.
No.
Who's Colin Cowgill? Who's that?
Different guy.
Maybe he explained it to me. I don't know who Colin Cowgill is. Oh, yeah, dude. He's the first base coach. Never mind. I know who he is now. He's the one. I forgot. He's the one that does all the headbutts with them. Go ahead.
But I think David Bell's also starting to get the team that he has been waiting for. I think the team's going to be set up now the way that he's been waiting for. Lots of righties, lefties. I think he wants another lefty pitcher.
We only got one in the bullpen. We need another one.
I think he needs another one there. But I think he's kind of got the team that he's been waiting for, where his management style is really starting to show now. I think he was trying to force it to work before, but now it just kind of does.
Well,
and honestly, you know what I see after every Reds win? It's, we need to extend David Bell. He's amazing. After every Reds loss, fuck his analytics and whatever. It's always this and that. I mean, and to be honest, I'm the same way. I'll admit I'm the same way, but not game to game. I'm like season to season. So it's like F your analytics 2 years ago, and now it's like, oh well, you're doing pretty good. Let's extend him. I don't know. We all have our flaws.
We all have our flaws. All right, so nobody's really answered the chat. They want us to come back live for the draft. So I don't know if we're going to do it or not.
Yeah, that means they don't care.
Yeah, I guess you guys don't care about the MLB draft. I mean, we could come back live for the draft if you guys want us to. Let us know. If not, this might be the last one we do until I do a show tomorrow at 5:30. Keith here said it also helps that the team is deep and it comes to hitting. Yeah, I mean,
except for today.
Yeah, except for today. Which, I mean, that's where you can't get mad. I'm like, they're not going to hit every game. I mean, and the thing is, you got to give it up to the Brewers. I mean, hell, freaking the first who's the pitcher? The Brewers' first pitcher Friday night. Oh crud! I can't think of his name now. It slips my mind. He's a former Cy Young Award winner, and he was pitching like it in the first 4 innings of that game. I mean, nobody was getting him. And yesterday they got to the pitcher, but the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 innings weren't very good. Or I mean, they were very good for the Brewers. And Wade Miley, got to give it to pitch good. I mean, they honestly outpitched us. I mean, it's hard to say that in this game, a 1-run game, but they did. They got the outs out when we had runners on in scoring position, and they got it out.
Yep.
What did you say, stranger? If I get a notification, I'll be. Oh yeah. If he said he's talking about the draft. Stranger's always here. That's my dude. Yeah, I'm with you, Jared. I miss Wade a lot. Wade Miley would have been a nice guy to be able to keep. He wouldn't have cost us a whole lot of money. That was one I was kind of like, why did we trade him? He's not gonna cost us anything. We could have kept him, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Chair, I think we're probably going to end this a little shorter than we did last night. You got anything you want to say here for? Yeah, Corbin Burns. You're right, Keith. Yeah, Corbin Burns. That's who the pitcher was, and he's a hell of a pitcher. But anything you want to say before we let everybody go? And we probably won't do a draft show, but we might. So you might want to subscribe to find out. But
I just want to say, over this All-Star week, just keep an eye on your favorite sports book. Keep an eye on those odds for the Reds to win the World Series, because they're going to drop. And when you see it low, buy. I'm telling you that. Put your whole life savings into it and tell them that Sports with Strawberry Ice said that it was a guaranteed deal.
Don't do that. That's not true. Jared says do a draft show. We might do it. We'll see. Keep tuned and make sure you guys subscribe. Maybe we'll do a draft show.
I got another super chat for a cat and a fireball on the draft show. Jared said that.
Where you the super chat? I missed it. Where's it at?
No, not a super chat. He said he's got another super chat.
Oh, I see it now. Well, Maybe we
Hey,
do.
you know what? Strawberry has a cat too, so we can get the cat on there.
Yeah, okay, that's your sister's cat, and that cat doesn't like me. So,
Hey, I've seen that cat drop down some fireball. It's happened.
That cat will be nowhere close to me at all. That cat will be upstairs in your sister's room. Is where that cat will be. Anyway, I think me and Chair discuss it. Maybe we'll do a draft show. Maybe do the first round, or at least go up to the Reds pick. Who knows? We'll find out. But make sure, if you're watching Facebook or Twitter, please go to the YouTube channel Sports Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notifications. So if we go live for a draft show, you'll be notified. And follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow Catpole at Catpole on Twitter. You don't have a Facebook, do you? You just got a Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not 40.
Shut up. Keep acting like it's old. Whatever, dude. Anyway, you ready to end this thing, Chandler?
I am.
All right, ready? You start it.
Well, that's just sports, baby.
See ya!